I made sure to start from scratch. So I met some prodigy child gamers and they gave me some great tips.
But you wanna know why you're not winning? Because you're just treating this like a game.
But this is a game, right?
I mean, it's so much more than that. You've got like teamwork, strategy, sportsmanship. Wait till you meet the real deal.
Sure. Teamwork, strategy, and teamwork. I get it, what? Sure, where did you disappear? Esports. The E is for electronic. Pretty self-explanatory. Now these gamers really take it up a notch. Pro gamers from all around the world train and hone their skills to compete in tournaments and competitions that bring glory and pretty good money if you are really great, with success. Games like StarCraft 2, League of Legends, Valorant, the game I'm training with in this series, are some examples on the forefront of competition. And we've got some pretty great contenders representing Singapore right now. So what's the esports scene like in Singapore these days? Let's grab a little insight from Skoga. So hi Alison, for a noob like me, what is Skoga?
So back then, we had gamers who were really good and needed to get on the world stage, but they had not enough funds to get there. There wasn't enough support that way. So Skoga got formed, we started getting funds for all these gamers.
Nice!
So we sent a bunch of gamers overseas to Germany for tournaments, and from then on, that's what we've been doing, helping gamers back and forth, all kinds of stuff.
And what is your personal role in the school?
Skoga in the past was just to help gamers get to tournaments overseas, and over time we realized the needs started changing. And my role here is to help the Esports Academy design curriculum, to build workshops, to give talks to all these youth who want to and are engaged in the space, to ensure that they learn soft skills on top of being good at their games.
So what I'm hearing from you is that it's not just about gaming, right? It's about creating and allowing the youth to pursue their passion in esports.
Yes.
Now, could you share with us, how has that ecosystem evolved in Singapore?
Well, back in the days when esports was still fairly new, there was so much stigma involved with being a gamer. But over time, as you start having more global esports events, you start to see you have your TIs and your League of Legends and all that. Brands started to see it as something more viable. You get more brands who are okay being associated with esports. Right. It's really the young generation here. They want to tap on that.
So one last question would be, what is the vision for the future of esports in Singapore?
Well, I guess for Skoga, more acceptance there is for esports careers coming from our families would be a hope that I guess we all have. Gamers, Skoga, me, all of us.
If there's one final piece of advice you can give to budding gamers, what would it be?
Always practice with goals in mind, because that's the only way to improve.
So I'm going to be battling Cherzinga and Valorant. Is there any esports psychology that you can teach me to beat her at it?
Definitely. Lots of things to learn there.
Hi, are you Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh great, I'm Andrew. Cherzinga says you're the real deal. Sorry to interrupt you, but I've got a few questions to ask you, especially on how I can get better at Valorant. Because I've got a friendly competition with her and I would really like to beat her at Valorant, so can you help me please?
Yeah, of course.
Great, okay, so how do I get better? So Thomas, what inspired you to be a professional gamer?
This was way back when I was like in my poly days, and gaming just had this very attractive attribute to me, which was it had a creative competitiveness about it.
How is it like being a professional gamer in Singapore?
Even just some years back, the support given towards the industry is very minimal compared to many other countries. But Singapore itself had a very good infrastructure. We had lots of LAN shops, we have good internet, And for me, it was fantastic because while my peers at my age were doing part-time jobs, I was basically gaming and traveling the world while doing that as well. So to me, lots of perks. I loved it.
So then how do you manage to struggle through this hurdle of being in an unconventional career path like gaming?
I myself, my parents were not supportive of it. So a lot of it was coming up with results first.
But then in the gaming community, what are the results that you brought forth to your parents?
The clearest one is money. So making sure that every week I'm winning like the online cups.
So you earn money every week just by playing games?
Yep.
Okay.
It's stressful, but like if you want to compete in an international level, you need to be at that consistency level even in regional tournaments.
Right. I noticed that you're wearing a Singapore jersey.
Yeah.
What is that?
So
What's it for?
So this is the SEA Games jersey. Last year was in 2019 was the first year that SEA Games actually had esports in it. So being part of the team, I was awarded one of these jerseys. So it's quite the honor to actually represent Singapore to compete on such a field.
Are there any things that you've learned from gaming that you feel can be applied to real life?
First of all, it's like learning things like how to practice, how to discipline yourself, how to present yourself. These are all things I learned through this whole esports journey. And it can be as simple as down to the game. I even learned vocabulary through the game, like things which I wouldn't normally use in real life, but then in game you'll see items called like the Medal of Valor. And you're like, what is valor? And you're like, oh, it means courage. And like, it's the weirdest things, but there's so much that gaming offers which I think people don't realize.
So on that note, the question is, do you have advice for budding pro gamers?
Stay dedicated, learn to prioritize, study with the pros and practice as much as you can.
Study with the pros.
Yep.
So for any budding pro gamers out there, you want to study with the pro, look for Thomas and he will guide you through.
I mean, that's why you're here with me, right?
Yes!
Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna grab a few tips. Hopefully that gives you an edge against Cherzinga.
I hope so.
try.
Cherzinga, are you ready? I've trained and I am semi-confident. What do you do to hype yourself up?
Gotta say, I'm gonna destroy her. It doesn't matter who she is. Yeah, that's right, you're the best. You're the best player here.
Cherzinga?
You're gonna destroy me first, then you're gonna destroy Cherzinga.
Yeah,
that's
watch
right.
out. Hey Alex, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing very well. Just that I'm just a little bit tired from working.
I want to congratulate you first and foremost because I heard the big news that you got recruited into a professional esports team.
Yeah, representing Team SMG, which is owned by GJ Lin. Like in Singapore, we know that we all have our own commitments, like students or you are working full time and stuff like that. Right. It's really a huge honor to be representing such a name.
So between a hawker and a gamer, what would you say your full-time job is?
I always tell my mom and my sister that gaming is my full-time job, but this karaoke store is my part-time job. But my part-time job is earning more than my full-time job now. Yeah, I got introduced into console gaming, so that is where the interest really sparked. I was 9 to 10 years old. I started to go to LAN shop with my friends. Right. I remember friends then play some CS.
And 9 to 10 years old, you were going to LAN shop to play CS, okay?
Before I really started competing in esports, I'm a soccer player.
Okay.
I represented school playing for those clubs and stuff like that. I was trialing for Geylang FC and Gombak United.
Okay.
Yes. After that, I realized that I really didn't have that interest in soccer anymore.
So how do you make that transition from being a casual gamer to a competitive gamer?
I think it's a lot of time. Like you can see that you are willing to improve yourself individually. So I train my aim, train my movement and stuff like that. So when you start to see yourself progressing as a player, then you're like, oh, maybe let's try to find a team and compete. And like, let's say if you are talented, you are good, like maybe other teams will push you, hey, you want to join my team and stuff like that. Yeah, that's where it all started.
Gaming in Singapore has this stigma, especially to our parents' generation. Yeah. How did you manage to convince them to allow you to be a professional gamer in Singapore?
I think it took me a very long time because when I was playing CSGO, I have an opportunity to go over to Indonesia because they offer me a full-time contract there. But yeah, I have to stay there throughout. So I broke the news to my parents regarding me having this offer to Indonesia. I wouldn't say an argument, more of a debate with my dad. What is important for him is earning money. Right. But for me, it's not earning money, it's like more of chasing my passion, you know. But at that point, I was working here already. Okay. So one of the reasons why they don't allow me to go, because let's say if I go, they have to find another replacement to work here. Yeah, I think it took me like around 1 to 2 weeks to really talk things out, about this offer.
What about right now, after all your accolades and after being drafted into an esports team?
I think right now, the whole family itself is very supportive in me playing esports, because you showing them that you achieve something, you achieve first place, second place, and all stuff like that, you get accolades. There's an organization signing you that gives you allowance or salary. Yeah, I think that really proves that you can make it as a player.
So obviously we are at your family's carrot cake business.
Yes.
How do you juggle this and training Valorant?
Okay, so my day-to-day life is like I will wake up around 5:15 in the morning. I will work roughly, I will get home around 3 to 4 p.m. Around there. I'll wake up around 7, then get prepared training from 8 to around 1. After that, we'll debrief a little bit, and I'll normally sleep like around 1:30 to 2 a.m. Yeah, so
having to wake up again at 5 in the morning.
Yes, correct. So the amount of time on napping is pretty important. If let's say I'm really feeling the fatigue and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's one of the issues.
So okay, I am going to be competing with Cherzinga. Is there any tip you can give me to beat her?
I think, like I said, you just need to put in the extra time and effort. You can go to practice range, go and shoot some bots, get a muscle memory.
Thank you so much. Cherzinga, I'm coming for you.
We'll do some slightly advanced stuff. Don't shoot first, I hear you coming. So your first shot should always be at the head level, but right after you fire at the head. So right now we're kind of long range, right? Move wall on your right, right here.
Oh, your head! Right. Oh my god!
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, thanks, man.
I must say the training just now turned out better than expected.
I would say so. At least you learn a couple of tips and tricks, so when you go up against Cherzinga, at least you're going to give her a bit of a fight.
So what's one last piece of advice you can give me before you send me out to battle?
I would say the most important part is enjoy, play your best, and take her down.
Take her down!
Cheers.
Nice! So then, how would you advise taking her down? Gaming is everywhere, and esports comes along with that too. Competitive gaming is dynamic, values-driven, fun. There's a lot to learn from this field. These gamers really just go for what they love. It might seem like an unconventional career path for some, but it's well embraced and here to stay. And it's always great to embrace something that makes the world a little more colourful and interesting, right?